What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1987 movie Masters of the Universe. So this movie is based on the classic 80s toy line and animated show He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and in this movie He-Man and his friends land on planet Earth after trying to escape from Skeletor on the planet Eternia, and Skeletor and his minions follow He-Man to Earth, and they gotta stop them and stuff in time to save the world. And they team up with a couple teenagers who help them. But this is one of those movies that I just had wanted to see for years. I remember back when I was a kid, they had revamped Masters of the Universe and brought it back and everything. It was like in 2002 or something. I had like all the McDonald's toys, and I watched the show some and stuff, and I had heard there was a live action movie and stuff. I was like, hey, I want to see it, but it took me forever to find it. For some reason, I could never find it at the time. It wasn't on cable, or at least where I'm at, it was never on cable where I could watch it and stuff. And everyone told me that you're not going to like it, it's going to be terrible and everything, but I still wanted to see it, and I've had that curiosity about wanting to see this movie for about 20 years now, and I finally got around to watching it today, and I completely 100% get why everyone tells me how bad it is, because it really is not very good. And I was personally disappointed. Part of that probably has to do with the hype, though. I was really hyped for this movie, and it probably expected more out of it than I should have, but it could have been so much better than it was. It did have some fun moments, though, and everything, but I just felt like they could have done it a lot better. And it kind of felt like a rehash of Superman and everything, except with He-Man characters and everything. But the cast were alright. Dolph Lundgren plays He-Man, and he does okay. I think they could have found someone better. You could kind of tell that Dolph Lundgren wasn't enjoying making this movie. He said it was one of his least favorite movies he's made before, and it kind of shows in the movie a little bit. But he's okay. Frank Langella as Skeletor was pretty good. I think he fit the role pretty well, but the makeup effects and stuff on him, it just looked really goofy and cheesy, which doesn't really bother me. I understand the time this movie was made, it had to be on a tight budget and stuff. Canon Films were having a lot of problems with their budgets and stuff, obviously. That's one of the reasons they went bankrupt. So I get that, so I'm not really gonna talk too much trash on it, because I can understand why he looked the way he did, but he does really look goofy and cheesy. But I think most of the supporting cast are alright. A lot of them are kind of forgettable and stuff, but one of the standouts is Courtney Cox. This was like one of her first movies and everything. I thought she was really good in here. Part of that is I just really like her in general, and I've always kind of had a crush on her, and she looks really good in this movie. She's really good looking in here, but I really liked her in it. I thought she kind of stole the show whenever she was on screen and everything, even though her character does do some dumb things, like when Evil Lynn is disguised as her mother and stuff, and she is just automatically falls for it and believes that it's her mother and everything, even though it's pretty obvious it's not. It was still a good scene and everything, but Courtney Cox is over the top acting when she realized she's been fooled and stuff is kind of hilarious. But yeah, this movie had some fun moments and stuff, and the ending and stuff like that. Some of the action was kind of fun and stuff, like except for like the part when you see He-Man flying on this little thing, and one of the guys is following him and stuff, and they're like in the air on this little thing, and you can tell that they are actually using He-Man dolls and stuff on it. I thought that was really hilarious and cheesy and everything. And this movie had a lot of potential. It could have been a lot better. I think if they would have kept the movie set on Eternia, it would have been even better and stuff. But I think it's okay in ways. It's just one of those movies. I don't really know how I feel about it, except that I felt really let down and stuff. Like it really was disappointing. I don't know that it's really fully the movie's fault, or if it's more just because I was really hyped. But I don't know. I know most people hate this movie too, so maybe it's not just because I was really hyped for it. I don't really know that I'll ever want to rewatch it and stuff unless I really get into Dolph Lundgren's movies, which I have been wanting to see a lot more of his stuff because I haven't seen very much yet. And I was really impressed with The Punisher, which most people hated and stuff, so that also kind of, I think, made my hype for this one a little bit higher and everything. But another thing I really loved about the movie though was the score. The score's done by Bill Conti, I think is his name. He's pretty. He does a pretty good job, except for the score sounds like it would fit more in a Superman movie. It felt like a kind of like a rip-off of the Superman score from the first movie, but at the same time I loved it, and it actually makes the movie a little bit better and everything. It was one of the highlights of the movie, so I'll give it that. But yeah, so I don't really think this movie's all that great. I'm sure if I watched it as a kid, I probably would have liked it a lot more and stuff, but even then, I'm not 100%. Like, this movie just was pretty disappointing, and I had heard nothing but crazy bad stuff about it, but, and I know Canon Films, I was reading about it and stuff, they said that it was going to be the Star Wars of the 80s and stuff, and it definitely wasn't that. You could tell that they were trying to make it somewhat like Star Wars too. Like, I noticed a lot of these characters that are Skeletor's minions and stuff kind of resemble stormtroopers and stuff too. I don't know if that was intended or not. I never really watched the 80s show, so I don't really know what all this movie follows on that, to be honest with you. I'm not super familiar with He-Man, except I had the toys as a kid. And like I said, I watched the 2002 show, but I barely even remember that because I haven't seen it in almost 20 years. But yeah, so I'd say I'd give Masters of the Universe a 2 out of 10. 1 point for the score and another one for Courtney Cox. Aside from that, there ain't really nothing else about it that I can say that's extremely great. It's an okay 80s movie that I fully understand why people just don't talk about it or don't like it and everything. It's one of those that was better left in the 80s. But let me know in the comments what you think of Masters of the Universe, and hope you enjoy this video, and have a good day, everybody.